Ugh. Ooh. I gotta get a shout out to my sister who understands the importance of coffee in my life. And I also want to give a shout out to hey, Cafe Butelo. Mexican coffee, y'all doing it this big this morning. But good morning everybody. It's DT for D. It's Friday, so it's time for the Friday rant. So listen, I'm gonna start off by saying this. Everything that we've seen so far, everything that we're experiencing right now, from the pandemic to this white supremacy to all this stuff that we're seeing right now. I'm gonna just put it out there, y'all ain't never seen none of this under the 8 years that we had a black president. So I'm just gonna start that way. So you can go ahead and switch off now if you want to, but let me move on. It leads me to this thought process. Have you ever done your job so well that nobody don't know who you are? You ever thought about that? You ever wonder how the systems work at Disney World, and how just you wake up one morning, you put the trash out the night before, the next day trash get picked up. It's just magic, and you don't see it. But that's Dr. Fauci. I want to give a shout out to that little old white man. Let me tell you why. Because, and I had to do some research, right? Come to find out, he's worked under 6 U.S. presidents, 6 of them. He well past retirement age, but he's still working. And he's working overtime right now. But why have we never heard of him? Because the other presidents actually listened to his advice. And so, of course, he just disappeared into the background because they did what they were supposed to do, which was listen. Right now, we are currently at 2.7 million cases in the United States, over 150,000 deaths. So, one of the things I heard this week, I had an argument this week that said, what people need to do is just let kids just run around and catch it from each other. Just let them catch it, and that way they build up their immunity. Well, I'm gonna punch a hole in that logic right there. Because one, I actually have medical doctors in my family. That's one. And two, and which of course means I know a lot of also medical people. But if it was something like the common cold, if it was something like the flu, if it was something that most people who have already been immunized for the smallpox, chickenpox, all them things like that, okay? If it was something like that, you can walk into Walgreens and say, give me a shot of Benadryl, a little Theraflu, and I'll knock this out in 3 days. That would make sense. That'd be logical. But this ain't that. It ain't that. Because it's like, I don't understand how we could, on one hand, have football practice, but on the other hand, we saying we closing graduation. We can't have it's like, I think everyone is not consistently understanding the importance of science here. People have died from it. I mean, I understand that people die from the flu as well. But here is something that you don't have even a reliable tester to say, okay, this is the medication that we normally would give people if they got this. We don't even have that out there. So, and now we want to send kids back to school. And then on top of that, with one swipe of the pen, Governor DeSantis decides, hey, let me just kill that $26 million budget we have set aside for online learning and for internet stuff, things that we need, things that we actually used when we went to school in March and realized, wait a minute, this is going to be big. Let's send the people home. So the tool that we've been using, he's like, nah, you don't need to use it. Go back to in the classroom. So there's a logic there. But meanwhile, he cut $1 million checks to HBCUs. He was over at Bethune-Cookman this week, wasn't he? It's like, help that make sense to me. But anyway, so you ever get to the point where you're so flabbergasted, you just don't even know where to go at this point in time. I'm just like, no one is talking anything that make any kind of sense. It's like it goes around and around and around. Like on one side, people believe one thing, but they don't believe another thing. This is what I gotta say. I don't know where to go when it comes to school. They put all some options out there for y'all to have. I put it on my page. Go ahead and look at it. Check it out. Do what you need to do. That's first. Second, as we all know, now listen, this y'all know 4th of July coming up. Now, things that we've heard amongst the rumblings on the dark web and the regular internet, things like that. I just want black people to be safe. Be safe. They listen. You already celebrated Juneteenth. Let it go. Okay, just let it go. You've done it, and I understand that you went and bought your outfits and all that stuff like that. Listen, you don't have to put it on this year, just because there's something going on right now in this country that it. Just be safe. That's all I got to do. Just be safe. That's all I want to tell you. And finally, I I asked Santa Claus for like 3 years in a row, right? I asked him. I said, Santa, please bring grammar and good spelling back to social media. Can you do that for me, please? Can you? And clearly he's ignored me. I asked Jesus. I've just asked, right? So what I'm gonna do now is just do my part, because God said He gonna help you if you just help yourself first. Just show a little effort. So here's what I did. This is called a dictionary. Okay, let me tell you something about this, right? My mommy gave me this when I was headed off to college, because you notice it says collegiate dictionary. You see that right there? Okay. Now your child don't have to be going to college. Your child don't have to do that. But what your child can do, right, is get a copy of this. Why? Just in case the internet goes down, in case your phone die out, in case you don't have a computer available to you. This is an awesome tool. Do you know some people can actually read this like a book? That's how come your grammar and your vocabulary gets so well. And let me tell you, if you don't want that, let me give you something else. If you don't want that, start with this. Phonemes and phonemic awareness. You notice how it's tabbed? Because sis be in this book all the time. I just need y'all to do better. That's all. And you know why I think it irritates me more than anybody else? Because I am an English major. That stuff be killing me. And also for men, listen, player. This right here going to go so far. Ask them to write a letter. It's a wrap. All right, that's all I got for today. Hey, listen, it's the Diva D, no one like me, with the Friday rant. Rise against negative tactics, rise against negative thoughts, rise against negativity today, man. Just do better, be blessed, and stay safe out there. One love.